So we're just at 3:30 now. And I know Jamin is one of my other co-hosts here behind the scenes. Jamin, does it look like everybody's able to join okay?
Yep, I think everybody is there.
Okay, great. So we'll give it about another minute or so just to let some other people jump on with us. So I'm just going to mute myself. So hi, everybody. We're still giving a few more minutes because I'm just watching the participant number rise still. So when I see it slow down a little bit, in about, I'd say a minute, we will get started. All right, so we're at 3:33 now, and I believe the majority of the participants have joined with us, and I'm sure we'll see a few others jump on with us as we make it through the session. But we would like to welcome everybody virtually to our online international welcome this afternoon at 3:30 p.m. I'm very happy to say that we have a lot of great guests with us today. My name is Emily Lowe, and I'm the manager of international student engagement in the International Center. Some of you have maybe spoken with me or at least with my colleagues, and we're really happy to go through this welcome with you and to have some of our guests explain the different services that are available to you as a Fanshawe student at no additional cost, because again, these services are covered in your auxiliary fees. So you can access them without paying more. And we want to make sure that you know that and you do take advantage of these opportunities because there's some really great services out there for you to access while you're studying with us. And I just need to get my screens to go next. Oh, there we go. So a quick welcome to Canada. Again, we're really, really excited that you chose to study with us at Fanshawe, and we look forward to meeting you in person over the next few months as things start to shift back to that reality of being in class, getting to make friends in person, attending sessions in person as well. So again, looking forward to meeting you. In Canada, instead of saying I love you, we all love our Timmies. So for those of you who have been here for a little while, or maybe you just arrived, perhaps you've had your first Tim Hortons coffee, and we do hope you enjoyed it. But us Canadians are known for loving our Tim Hortons coffee. So a way of showing that we care about someone is offering them a Tim Hortons coffee. Or you know what? I'm going to go grab a Timmy's. Can I get you something? If someone offers you, it means that they like you. Canadians are the only people that apologize for saying sorry too much. I was in a session earlier and a colleague had mentioned as a joke, they were talking to a friend and the friend bumped into a wall. and they apologized to the wall. So just a few little things to pick up on. Also, we love our hockey. I know hockey may not be as popular in other parts of the world. It may be football, which is also known as soccer, or it might be cricket, or it might be table tennis, but Canadians are again known for our hockey. And I know that the World Juniors are playing right now at this moment. So I'm sure you are watching those if you do enjoy hockey. So today's session, I'm just going to give you a quick introduction. We also have a lot of really great special guests with us. We have athletics and recreation with us. We have the Student Wellness Center. We have the Fanshawe Student Union. We actually have the president with us, which is really exciting. We have academic integrity and code of contact partners. We have library learning commons, employment and student entrepreneurial services, as well as a quick blurb on orientation, which is tomorrow. So please make sure that you know where you're going and how to attend it, because that's very important, as well as a little bit more about what you can expect from us in Fanshawe International. So please remember, orientation day is tomorrow. You should have received an email about it. If you haven't, please go to Fanshawe's website and put in orientation. There's a whole web page dedicated to this. You can see where your orientation is going to be held and at what time as well. Fanshawe is open and we are here. It's a little quieter today because orientation is tomorrow and classes officially start tomorrow, but we're here, we're open. There's no masking mandate at this time, and there's no vaccine requirements either. However, masking is still encouraged, and we do offer masks around the college for you to be able to wear if that makes you feel comfortable. Absolutely, that's something that we're still encouraging. And when it comes to being ill or being sick, whether it's COVID or just a cold or maybe a tummy bug, we would like to encourage you to stay home. So sharing is caring, but not when it's illness. So if you are not able to make it to campus, that's okay. If you're not feeling well, that's okay. Please stay home. However, it's important that you do let your program coordinator, your professors, your academic advisor know why you're not making it to class. That way they know that you are ill, you're not well. You'll want to make up any work that you have missed, watch any lectures that were recorded, and also just so they know that you're not at the mall or out having fun with some friends, that you're actually not feeling well. So that's really, really appreciated by everybody. So making new friends, we have over 8,000 international students studying with us from over 119 countries. That's huge. Fanshawe has a lot of diversity and everyone's here to get to know each other, make new friends, explore new career options. There's virtual and in-person events and activities, which I believe FSU and my colleagues will go over in their bits as well. And we also have Fanshawe Friends. So Fanshawe Friends is a big social network of new and returning students who get together, who get to know each other, who set up different activities to go out and see London. Maybe they have some field trips, but it's a great way to plug in with students that have already been here for a while, and even new students like yourself who may have arrived on their own, and you're looking to build a social network to get more integrated into the community and what's happening on campus as well. So Fanshawe College is publicly funded, and we did open in 1967, so we're getting a little old, but we're still ahead of its time. And we have over 30 interconnected buildings and more than 22,000 full-time students. We have multiple campuses across London. So we do have one on Oxford Street, which is where I'm at right now. We also have transportation and technologies location. We have a downtown campus that has various schools. We have a London South campus, and we also have an aviation center. So depending on the program that you're taking and the courses that you'd be attending, you might be at one or many of these different locations. Living and having fun in London. So on average, to get around London, it's about a 22 to 30-minute commute, especially if you're taking the public bus. We have a lot of paths around London. So London is known as the Forest City. There's many beautiful walking paved paths where you can go explore with friends. And in the spring and summer, you can always rent the bikes from our FSU and go check out some of those in a more intimate way. There's also different activities such as London Knights games, London Lightning basketball. Those are our local sports teams. And Tourism London often has different activities and packages that you can get involved in. We also have a great market downtown for you to explore. In the summer, there's a couple beaches very close by, which you may not want to go to right now, but when it's warmer out, you will. And they're about 45 minutes away. One is Port Stanley and another one is Grand Bend. They're very popular by everybody. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my colleagues in athletics and recreation. I believe I have Chris with us.
Hi there. How's it it going, guys? My name is Chris. I'm a Curacao. I'm an international student, just as you guys. I'm from Curacao. It's one in the Caribbean. I work at the Fanshawe Athletics Recreation Center. What do we do there? We offer a variety of sports there, like basketball, volleyball, badminton, and cricket. You know, with all of these, there's rules there. So you must bring your card always, your student card, and you must have a clean indoor shoes. And it's overall it's free for full-time students and part-time students. We have drop-ins from 4 to 6 p.m. and late night recs from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Bring your friends, come have fun, and everyone is always welcome. If there's any questions, just let me know.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
And I'm happy to continue with the Wellness Center, unless Chris, you wanted to speak to this one as well?
Actually, I really don't know anything here, so.
That's fair. That's totally understandable. So we at Fanshawe, we have the Wellness Center, which is, as you see this picture in the background, that's what our Wellness Center looks like. It's 3 floors, and my light just went off in the office that I'm working in. So I will go turn it on in a minute, but I'll continue for right now. So the Wellness Center is 3 floors. There is gym and weights and drop-in classes that you can take for athleticism. This is the way to register your membership. So you do need to register your membership before you can walk into the gym and use the different services and programs available there. It does take 24 hours. We're able to send you this presentation afterwards as well, because it does include how to activate your gym membership. And again, what's included, so there's 2 floors of fitness, there's group exercise classes, there's a rock climbing wall, which is really neat, goes all the way up to the 3rd floor. There's also courses on how to properly climb the wall, so you do feel safe doing it. There's a golf simulator and squash and so much more. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Ismail.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fanshawe. And I like to welcome you all on behalf of Fanshawe Student Union. Next slide, please. So what is Fanshawe Student Union? Fanshawe Student Union is just a separate organization from Fanshawe, which is specifically serving to Fanshawe students. Basically, in simple words, we like to call we are the fun part of Fanshawe. But going on to is these are our coordinators, including myself. So my name is Ismail Arway. I'm the Fanshawe Student Union president. And then we have all the 3 coordinators: student life, finance coordinator, and advocacy and communications coordinator. So if you're coming tomorrow for the orientation, feel free to drop by at our table. So we will be there at the orientation. So you can come and say hi to us. Next slide. These are all the services that we offer to our students. I would specifically ask all of you, just take a screenshot of this, because this is a lot, and I will just touch base on some of the important key points that would be needed. But just to stay informed, get connected on our socials. We are on all the socials, from Instagram to Snapchat. So FSU.ca is our website, and Fanshawe SU is our social media handles. So just covering the student life part. So we do a lot of awareness weeks. You would see as you are going through this semester, you would see that we do a lot of awareness related to mental health, sexual health awareness, and we do partner up with a lot of in-house on-campus services. We also have clubs. So you need minimum of 5 members to start a club, and you can go. If you are more than 10, then you can get a funding of $500. But we do have a lot of clubs already in place. So if you are interested in that, so you can go ahead and join. So you can find all this information on our website. In winter, we will probably do less of our field trips, but as we go on to summer and fall, we do more trips. So keep an eye on our website, on our social media, and it's all subsidized and at a very low cost for our students, with including transportation, entry fee, and all those things. As mentioned, we also have free bikes that we give out to students for maximum of 3 days. And if you want to renew, you can renew. But basically, you just have to give your student ID, and then when it's not snowing outside, we will give it to students for free. It's a nice way and a really good way to explore London if you're new to London. We also operate the on-campus newspaper, which is called Interbank newspaper. In a month, we do publish twice the newspapers. We also have the games room where you would find pool tables, and then you can come with your friends and in between your classes to pass your time, spend some time with your friends. We also do advocacy. In terms of advocacy, as you would know, as you are going through the journey as a student, you would know that Fanshawe takes academic offenses and academic integrity really seriously, and we are here to spread awareness about it. And also, if you feel you need any support in terms of the process, we do help the students with that. In all of these, the very important program that we always promote is the class rep program, and we highly recommend students who are joining to sign up for class rep. It's basically as a class leader, where you represent your class leader, and there's not a lot of commitment in that. It's just 1 to 2 hours in a month, and you get volunteer experience. So it's a volunteer position. And as you are new to London, new to Fanshawe, to build that volunteer experience in your resume as well, it's very helpful. I personally started as a class rep, and then now I became the president. So it's a great way to get involved and to know what's happening on campus and advocate on behalf of your students. We are going to do FSU like elections that's going to happen this semester. So my position is going to come to an end, but we are going to hire a new president, elect a new president and 8 new board of directors. So the elections are going to come. And if you see yourself as a class leader, or as someone who can be a student leader, feel free to ask them to run in elections. As we said, we have student governance, consist of 8 board of directors and student coordinators. This student coordinator position is also going to be done, but they are hired position, and they work full time with us on summer and work part time on winter and fall. And if when you enter the student center, you would see we have a lot of variety of food services options. Do try it out. And the student union building, student center, is operated by the Fanshawe Student Union. We do have clubs room, we do have breakout rooms for students to use. We do have alumni lounge and breakout rooms where students can go and spend their time and work on their assignments and all that things. But basically, these are all the services, and there is no limitation to what you can or you cannot reach. Like whatever you want, like whatever in your journey as a student, you can reach out to us, drop by our office. If you want to meet the coordinators or myself, then you can drop by tomorrow as well, or anytime, and you can reach out to us. You can find our email ID on the fsu.ca website. So these are all the services. I hope I was able to cover all of those, and I hope to see you all around. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ismail. You've been a great leader for the FSU, and you have big shoes to fill. So anyone that's on the session, if you're interested, again, pay attention to the announcements as we move through the school term to be able to apply into one of these positions once they become available. So next, I can pass it over to my colleague, Megan Shannon, on academic integrity. Thank you, Shannon. Megan? I always want to play
Thanks so
Shannon.
much. Well, it happens all the time. It's okay. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to Fanshawe. My name is Megan Shannon, and I'm the manager of academic integrity here at Fanshawe College. So what I do is I work with students to help them avoid academic offenses from happening at all or from happening again. So what if we could, do I have the slides? Okay, perfect. Okay, so the information I want to give you today is what academic integrity and academic offenses are, and then some tips and tricks and helpful information so that you can avoid offenses, but also achieve success as a student. So you're going to hear, especially over the next few weeks, you'll hear your professors and course instructors talking about academic integrity. And when you hear that term or that phrase, what they mean is performing academic work both honestly and ethically. So this is something that faculty and staff that we expect of each other. It's certainly something that we expect of our students. And what I hope you'll be able to see is that if you can develop and demonstrate academic integrity while you're at school, those characteristics and qualities, those actions and behaviors will transition with you and will become professional integrity when you're out in the workplace, because this is what employers and recruiters will be looking for from our graduates. So if academic integrity isn't happening or isn't being practiced, students are at risk of having academic offenses occur. So we define an academic offense as obtaining or attempting to obtain an unfair advantage by dishonest means. And if you keep those keywords in mind, unfair advantage and dishonest means, I think you would understand why certain actions and behaviors would be considered academic offenses. So the most common academic offenses that we see are plagiarism related offenses. So students will submit other students' assignments as their own, things they found online as their own. They'll use spin bots or AI software to generate assignments rather than producing their own work. And we'll see students try to take advantage of situations in order to compromise the integrity of their quizzes, tests, or exams, which would essentially be cheating. So this is what we want to see not happen, because if they do, warnings could be issued or penalties can be applied, and the penalties can escalate in severity pretty quickly from a mark of 0 to fail course to being at risk of being suspended or expelled from the college, which we never want to see happen. So in order to avoid that happening and achieve and maintain academic integrity, the next slide. Oh, perfect. So these are some really simple things that can help you achieve academic integrity and avoid those academic offenses. So you always want to prepare, complete, and submit your own work that demonstrates your own understanding of course content, and that you're mastering the skill set that you need to move through the course and get through your program and get out into the workplace and industry that you want to be performing in outside of school. Read your assignment and test instructions carefully. Everything you need to know, all the expectations to complete an assignment and to get through a test successfully will be in those instructions. So they'll tell you whether it has to be completed individually, whether you can work with a partner, what resources you can use, what resources that can't be used or shouldn't be used, whether devices are permitted or not in a test. Everything like that will be in those instructions. And if you ever have any questions, please go directly to your course instructors and professors, because they have to answer your questions and you know you'll get the right answers from them. If you rely on comments from a friend, you could be relying on false or inaccurate information. So always go to your course instructor if those instructions aren't clear. Always avoid using tools like spin bots, AI software, sites like Course Heroes, Stu.Q, Chegg. They always lead to trouble and it's not worth the risk. If you find yourself running short on time for an assignment, consult with your course instructor and they will likely be willing to grant you an extension. They would rather you take an extra day or two to finish your assignment rather than have you submit something that you didn't do or that you pulled from an online site. So always best to avoid those tools and those websites. Instead of using those, please make use of the services and the resources and the amazing staff. My colleague Alex here is wonderful. You're going to hear from her shortly. All of these services and resources and staff are available to you through the library Learning Commons, and you will be guaranteed to achieve student success by making use of those resources. They will not lead you astray, and those resources and services are all available to you for free. It does take an investment of time and some effort, but it's so worth it. Learning how to cite, you're probably going to see this in some of your assignment instructions. Citations are really important because it helps you distinguish your writing from your research. And if you haven't cited, it will look like you're trying to pass off your research as your own writing, which would put you in the territory of possibly having a plagiarism related offense. So citing may take some time to get used to. It might look really technical at the beginning, but you'll start to see a pattern fairly quickly. And most students get the grasp of it within a 40-minute, 1-hour workshop or a one-on-one appointment. So be aware that citing, you might see citing in your assignment instructions, but that there's so much assistance available to you to get you on the right track. We have an academic integrity course available in Fanshawe online. So you're welcome to enroll in it to review the content that's available to you. All the links to services and supports across the college are in that course, or you can just enroll to have it available should you ever need to consult it. And if you ever have any questions about academic integrity or the policy, if you're suspected of an offense, if you receive a form, anything, if you need anything, please feel free to email academicintegrity@fanshawec.ca and I'll write you back as quickly as I can. So thanks so much, Emily, and thanks everybody.
Thank you so much. And that's very valuable, important information. And it's good to know that there's resources out there that are already covered in your auxiliary fees. You've already paid for this. This is a part of your services as a student with Fanshawe. You can access these at any time. We're all here to help you be successful. We're all here because we want you to be successful, and we're excited to have you studying with us. So thank you so much. And I believe next up is your colleague for Code of Conduct. Are you able to help us cover those as well? I'm not sure if Ricardo was able to join us.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's, I don't think he's here. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Thanks. Okay, so Code of Conduct. So if we could jump to the next slide. Perfect. Okay, so Fanshawe College does have a student code of conduct. So this is a policy document that outlines the behavioral expectations for students, and it details what actions and behaviors would be considered to be misconduct or violations of the code. And then it also prescribes certain disciplinary measures that would be applied should those breaches of the code or actions of misconduct take place. So please know that there is a student code of conduct for those who witness or experience violations of the code, but it will detail what the expectations are for our students, for faculty, for anyone studying, working, or living within our college community. So how does it affect students? It basically, well, I've mentioned it details the behavioral expectations. So, and it applies to everyone. So I know there's a lot to read on this slide, but the main thing to know is that there is a code and it does apply to everyone who participates in activities on college campuses and within our community. So if we could go to the next slide, I'll run you through some examples of what misconduct or violations of the code may be. So things that we see happen sometimes would be acts of dishonesty, physical or sexual assault. We have seen some threatening behavior or harassment, theft and vandalism, altercations and disruptions. Those would be considered violations of the code of conduct. Those would be examples of misconduct. So should things like that happen, disciplinary measures would be applied to the person who committed those actions that were in violation of the code. So someone could be issued a warning, they could have a behavioral contract put in place, they could be put on probation, or they could be at risk of being suspended or expelled from the college. So those are the risks, and it's important to know what the expectations are and what actions are not tolerated at the college. And if we could go to the next slide. Okay, so the key takeaway from this part of the presentation would be that if you witness or if you experience any misconduct or anything that would be considered a violation of the code, please know that you are welcome to consult with Campus Security Services at any time, or our Student Code of Conduct Coordinator, Ricardo D'Souza. He can help you work through any processes or provide you with some options and next steps, and take care of the policy part for you, or refer you to Campus Security Services or work with them on your behalf. But please know that supports are available to you, and Leah will discuss more about that as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for covering those slides for us. And again, Ricardo is around and he's a great resource as well for anybody who even has questions about it and wants to reach out. And without further ado, I will pass it on to meet Leah.
Hi everyone, my name is Leah Marshall and I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Sexual Violence Prevention Advisor. And I'm going to start by just talking about what sexual and gender-based violence actually is. So it's an act of aggression towards another person that's sexual in nature, and it describes any violence, physical or psychological, carried out through sexual means or by targeting gender or sexuality. So the violence doesn't have to be physical for it to be considered violence. Over the last couple of years, we've seen so much of this violence go online as we've been working and doing our social activities in online spaces. And so we want you to know as students that even if someone's harassing you through an online platform, these supports are still available to you. Here in Canada, the terms sexual assault and sexual harassment are legal terms. Those are physical. Sexual assault is the physical act of violence, but it doesn't have to be something that falls under the criminal code for us to be able to support you. If we could just go to the next slide. So I've put together a list of some of the things that we support students with. It's definitely not exhaustive, but it's to give you an idea of some of the things that may fall under this definition, because the definition is pretty broad. So catcalling, sexually suggestive jokes, jokes about gender identification and sexuality, voyeurism, which means recording someone or spying on someone without their consent, commenting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord, or any other online forums with degrading comments, language, or memes. Doxing. So in Ontario, it is illegal to share an intimate image that someone has sent to you with others without that person's consent. So it's not illegal to send nudes to a partner or a potential partner, but if you don't have their consent to show it to other people, you could be charged. And doxing is when folks' pictures are shared online as well as their personal information, which can be really dangerous because not only is that harmful if they don't want that information shared, but then other people have access to that person. Transphobia is another form of gender-based violence. An example would be misgendering someone on purpose, exposing genitals to someone without their consent, grabbing or touching someone, sharing someone's images, as I mentioned, forced prostitution and trafficking. So something that London deals with is forced prostitution and trafficking, and we bring it up to students because it's important to know that this is something that happens in our community, so that if you're worried about someone in your life and what might be happening to them, that you reach out for the supports, or if you've been targeted for something like this online or through someone that you meet, that you know you can reach out for these supports. So anyone forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. Something we've seen recently too, quite a rise in actually, is students being extorted for money. So an example would be sharing my nudes with someone else, thinking that we're going to be engaging in some type of relationship. That person then takes those images and says, if you don't send me this amount of money, I'm going to then share those with your family back home or share them with someone at the school. So it is illegal to do that to folks here in Canada. And so we want you to know as students that if you are approached around something like this, that before you send the money, our hope is that you would reach out for some support such as myself or campus security to be able to know what your options are and to know what pathways you can explore before sending money to someone and maybe not being able to get that money back. I also will mention that sometimes people use a position of power or authority to coerce someone into doing sexual acts or using this position to make sexual comments or jokes or advances. And so anyone who's in a position of power over you, whether that be an employer in your part-time job asking you for certain things, a professor, any other staff member at the college, we support students no matter who the perpetrator is, if it's another student, a community member, or a staff member. And so don't feel that you can't come forward and reach out for these supports if you think that it's just because it's not another student. The violence also doesn't have to have taken place while you're a Fanshawe student. Sometimes when we get to come to college and we're out of our home environment or our home city, it feels safer to be able to reach out for supports around things that have happened in our life. And so know that you can reach out even if what happened to you is historical. So things that come up with international students quite frequently, a lot of questions I get are around what will happen to your student visa if you come and speak to me. So my role is confidential, which means that the concerns that you share with me stay between you and I. I'm a registered social worker, so I'm bound by confidentiality. I have no obligation to report to police or campus security. And if you are the one that has experienced the violence, your student visa will not be impacted. If it's another student that harmed you that's here on a visa, they are the ones that could potentially be impacted if they've committed a criminal offense or if they've broken the student code of conduct. And so we don't want you to be fearful around reaching out for support and thinking perhaps that we may contact your family or tell others about what happened to you. Again, it's confidential. It stays between you and I. We will not reach out to your family. We will not reach out to police. We will give you all the options available to you so you can decide how you want to move forward. Healing looks different for everyone. And so we know that there's lots of factors about who we are and things that make us up as people that make us decide different pathways. And so you get to decide what that looks like. You can go to the next slide. So the easiest way to get in touch with me is through email. I work in the counseling office, which is F2010. And so now would be a good time to take a picture of this on your phones if you have them with you. And so the best way is just to send me an email. We can set up an appointment either in person or virtually. And the support that I provide to students is really depends on what you're looking for. So you don't have to tell me what's happened to you in order to receive support. Some students want to share a little bit about what's happened and us to come up with a plan together, but I don't require you to give that information if you don't want to. Some of the supports that we offer are academic accommodations. So for example, you might have experienced an assault on a Friday night and you have a midterm on Monday morning. You shouldn't have to tell your professor or disclose to them what happened to you to be able to be accommodated. So that's something that I'd be able to help you with so that you don't have to tell your professors or anyone that you don't want to. This is your story. It happened to you and it should be up to you who you tell. We also offer on-campus and off-campus counseling supports, which are free to you. We also offer medical interventions on campus and in the community. So sometimes after a physical assault, students are concerned about they may have contracted an STI or they may be concerned about possible pregnancy. And so we would connect you with a hospital-based program that we work with in the community that provides all the medications and medical services for free to students. We also review with students their legal and reporting options. I know coming to a new country, sometimes we don't know about all the different laws. And I will let you know that most of our domestic students don't really know about how the legal system works either. It's a pretty complicated system. And so my job is to really explain what those pathways may look like for you so that you can make the most informed decision. We also do safety and crisis planning with students. So sometimes students experience gender-based violence in their student house. Either they're subjected to it by their landlord or another student that they live with. It doesn't matter if you're in a legal lease agreement or not, you have options, and we can definitely talk about those options. If you are in a legal lease agreement, there's ways for us to break your lease if you've experienced violence in your home. And so it's best to reach out for the support so that we can look at all that's available to you so that you don't have to stay in a situation that's unsafe. We also do some safety planning on campus if it's another student that's harmed you. And then advocacy. So if you need support with reaching out to anyone or asking any questions or figuring out things, we would be able to support you with that and partner with you on that journey. So if you ever have any questions or you just want to meet and chat about what's available, if I haven't covered something today that you're wondering about, please feel free to just email me at any time. And I hope that you all have a wonderful semester.
Thank you so much, Leah. That was really great, valuable information for students to know about and to know how they can get in contact with you and also to know the different forms that abuse can take. So thank you so much for covering that. And now I'll pass it over to Alexandra in our library and learning comments.
Thanks, Emily. So like Emily mentioned, my name is Alex. I'm one of the outreach specialists with the Library Learning Commons, and we're here to support you with your assignments. So I really want to highlight on this slide the library website there in the bottom left corner. So www.fanshawelibrary.com is where you're going to access all of the resources that we have to offer. So we have a little selection there on the side. So we have 140 different academic databases to support you. That can be quite overwhelming and intimidating for students. So you are not alone. And I will talk about the services in just a moment. But you might be looking for things like journal articles, ebooks, videos, statistics, newspaper articles, things like that for your assignments. It is important to also note here that we typically do not carry textbooks for your classes. That would be through retail services and the bookstore. But sometimes there is a coincidence. We do happen to have one of your textbooks in the collection. So it is worth double checking, and we can always help you with that. But majority overall, we do not have textbooks for your classes. The library collection is there to support you with supplemental research for your assignments. So when it comes time to do those papers and those reports, as I said, you are not alone when it comes to navigating the resources that we have to offer. So you are always welcome to come into the library, and you can ask for help at the desk. But if you would like something a little bit more in-depth, we do offer one-on-one personalized appointments. So we do them virtually or in person, face-to-face, whatever you prefer. We are happy to accommodate. So there's some of the different services we offer there. So research appointments would be with me. So when your instructor says to you, you must have 5 scholarly sources in your paper, I can help you find those. We have a writing technologist, Samantha, who is phenomenal. So if you ever need support with your academic writing and organizing your thoughts, she's here in the library too. Study skills are very important, and people come with very different comfort levels. So note taking, test taking is a big one, of course. Reading comprehension, that's all through the library as well. Math and actually science help, which is brand new, starting next week. So we have a math technologist and a new science technologist to help. And then there's citation. So Megan was talking earlier about academic integrity and citation. And I cannot stress enough how important that is. So we can help you with that. As Megan said, citation can be scary, but it doesn't have to be, and you're not alone. So you can book appointments with us, and we can help you build your citations with you. So if you want to come to an appointment and say, hi, Alex, I've used these 5 sources in my paper. How do I cite them? I can help build those with you so we can practice together until you're comfortable with it. And then even after that, if you feel confident enough to attempt the citations on your own, you can still come back and see me and just say, Alex, do you mind giving these a quick review just to make sure everything is perfect before I hand it in to my instructor? And I'm happy to do that as well. And the key piece there being before you give it to your instructor and before we encounter any academic integrity or plagiarism issues. So I love citation. It's kind of our bread and butter. So please come and see me for help with that if you are new to citation or just a little bit nervous about it. That's very normal. Tech help, workshops, lots of other services in the Library Learning Commons as well. Peer tutoring is a cool one too, I'll mention quickly. If you want some guidance in your classes, you can register for a peer tutor through the library. And once you get into your upper years, you can actually sign up to become a peer tutor and make a little bit of money on the side. So like I said, that's all on the library website. There are lots of other ways to connect with us. So we are in room F1066. We are part of the construction that's happening in the center of campus. So you can see a picture there of our temporary entrance. We're right across from the Tim Hortons that Emily was mentioning earlier. So grab yourself a coffee and come into the library. You're welcome to bring in food and drink. The library is actually open 24/7 as well. So even after we go home at the end of the day, you can still tap in with your student card and you have a safe and secure location to meet with your friends and your classmates. So we're there Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you ever want to catch us really quickly, there is our chat service there on the right-hand side of the slide. So you can click on that button on the library website and it will connect you with a library staff member instantly. So chat with us, come in and see us. You can email us at LLC, Library Learning Commons, at fanshawe.ca. So come check out our new space, come say hi, and hope to see you soon. Thanks, Emily.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. Again, a lot more really useful and positive information to use while you're studying with us. Again, all covered in your auxiliary fees, so all free to you to access. So we really do encourage you. The space is beautiful. It's newly renovated. It's open, it's airy. There's places where you can go and study with friends or just on your own. So please do take advantage of it and the resources that are available to you. Get to the next slide. There we go. So now we'll pass it over to our colleague in Employment and Student Entrepreneurial Services, Laurel.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everybody. My name's Laurel Teal, and I'm a career services consultant here at the college. And I work in the Employment and Student Entrepreneurial Services, or more informally known as Career and Co-op. We, like everyone else here, we are part of your student experience. So we are a free service for you, and we are available to you as current students as well as graduates. And what we do in our department is we assist you as a job seeker in finding employment. We are a huge department, so there's kind of 4 branches, I guess, to our department. First being career services. The next is cooperative education. So if you are in a co-op program, you do have a specific co-op consultant, like I'm career consultant, we do have co-op consultants. It's different from placement and internship. So if your program is co-op, then our co-op services can support you. Community employment is for our community members who are domestic, permanent resident, or refugee status. But if you find yourself in years to come needing help finding employment and you've got your PR, you're welcome to use our community employment services. And then we have our Leap Junction. So if you are interested in entrepreneurship, maybe you have a business idea or you've been running a business for a while and you want to figure out how you can get that going here, Leap Junction is an amazing support service to our students and helping them get their businesses up off the ground and going for them. So we are large. We service all of the campuses. So if you are attending an area campus, Woodstock, for example, we have a consultant that visits there on a regular basis, along with the co-op consultant as well. So we do have kind of space in the regional campuses, but our main office, I guess, is on the Oxford Street location in D1063. So how we help, lots of different ways, but again, as we're all want to kind of help preparing you for the world of work after you graduate. And there's so many ways you can do that while you are a student, because this is kind of the first day of your new career or your first career, right? So now, from now here on out, you're going to be building your skills and your experiences and your knowledge and be ready for the world of work when you graduate. So we do have a designated job board specifically for students and grads that you access through Fanshawe Online. On your homepage of Fanshawe Online, you'll see a resource tab, and then I think it's a second option. It's Career Co-op CCR, and that's how you get to our job board. Here you can find all kinds of job posting and kind of look at different postings related to maybe the program that you're in. We post all different kinds of events and workshops and job sites that can help support you in your job search. So it's a pretty big site. I would encourage you to check it out. And then if you're in a co-op program, there's a dedicated co-op section. If you're not in co-op, you wouldn't see this, but if you are in co-op, you would have access to special postings specifically for co-op students when it comes time for you to do that co-op. Now, there is a dedicated co-op orientation that is occurring tomorrow at 4 p.m. In T1003. So if you are in a co-op program and wanted to learn more about co-op specifically, you can attend that orientation. If you are in co-op, you will have a class called Co-op 1020. Depending on what program you're in, it may be this coming semester, maybe it's in a future semester. But if you are in a co-op program, this is a mandatory course that you must pass and complete in order to be eligible to do your co-op. We also offer our services one-on-one or in workshop settings. So as I mentioned, on the events page is when you can find out when all of our workshops are being offered. They are still offered virtually, and they're offered at different times throughout the day. If there's something that you see that you want to attend, but maybe it conflicts with a class or work, you can still register and you'll be provided the recording afterwards. We are happy to meet you in person as well, or virtually, whatever is more comfortable for you. You do have a specific career consultant, and if you're co-op, you do have you get the extra co-op consultant. So you have a person you can reach out to. We can meet with you to review your cover letter, your resume, help you with your job search, anything like that, prepare for interviews so that you can be successful in finding employment. We also support students with career exploration and assessments. So if you are finding yourself in a program, you think, oh, this is not for me, but I don't know what else to do. We can do different assessments and kind of informal activities or exercises to help you find a better fit. Or if you think, oh, I'm in this program, but I don't really know what I want to do with my education, we can explore different career pathways that might be related to your values or interest in the program that you're in. We are very active on campus. We've always got things going on, and a couple of things just to mention here. I'm hoping, if you remember, it's a long way away, but Ignite is our large career conference that we host every year in November. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. And I know that is a long way away from now, but it is so certainly worth attending if you can come. It's open to students and alumni, so maybe we'll be done by then, but you're welcome to always come back as an alumni. And we also host a career fair every year. So this year it's a career opportunities fair. It's happening on March 8th. It's college-wide. So there's the employers from all different industries that would represent the different programs that we have here at the college. And then actually, for the first time, we will also be hosting one of these career fairs in the fall. So you get a couple of chances to attend. And I was saying earlier today at our in-person session that even if you're not in this place where you're looking for work, these are great things to attend to develop those networking skills and that comfort with talking with employers, practicing your elevator pitch and introducing yourself as a professional. So even if you're not looking for a full-time job as a new grad, these are great events to come to. It's a really safe space to kind of start practicing those networking tools that you're going to need as you move forward. We have an online interview tool called Interview Stream that I would certainly encourage you all to access. You can find it on the careers page on the Fanshawe website, but this basically simulates what a virtual interview feels like. So you have a chance to practice some commonly asked questions in a space that only you can see. If you wanted some feedback on how you did in your interview, you can certainly share it. We are also available to do mock interviews with you one-on-one. So please feel free to use that. If you need help using it, you can also come see us. And then we have Leap Junction again, which I already commented on. So here's the way you can contact us. So we all have different emails. And I think one thing when this, Fanshawe is so big, and sometimes you might put an email out into this generic website or email, and you think, is someone going to answer me? Is someone going to read this? And I can tell you for these, there are dedicated people who manage these inboxes. So if you're in a program, you don't know who to contact, I would email jobsite@fanshawec.ca, and Irina, the person who manages this inbox, will send it to the consultant who can support you. So if you can take a picture of this, or if you can come visit us, we're happy to see you. We are open for drop-in and appointments, and we look forward to meeting you all. Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, Laurel. Thanks for that information. So I can bet there's about 273 people on this session. I can assume that probably 273 people might be looking for a job, either part-time while they're studying or when they complete their programs. So again, these resources are covered. They're there to help you guys. They're there to walk you through what's needed, how to be prepared. What does a CV look like? In certain countries, you add your photo. Here in Canada, you don't, right? So it's those, Laurel. I don't know if you wanted to jump in on any of that.
Yeah, so if you are job searching and you think you've got a resume ready, if it has a photo on it, please take it off. It's not needed. If you have any personal details like your birth date, your gender, your nationality, your parents' occupations, none of that is required. employers here cannot use that to make hiring decisions. That's all part of kind of the illegal hiring practices here. So take those things off. There are some resources on our job site too to help you kind of, if you wanted to get started with the Canadian version of a resume, or just reach out to us and we can start getting you going on that too.
Thank you so much. So again, please do reach out to the Career Services, our employment and student entrepreneurial services. They'll be able to get you connected with the resources you need to be successful in your job searches. And from there, we will move on to our colleague in orientation. So we have Caitlin Ritchie with us, or we did. She may have stepped away from her computer for a moment, called away for emergency. And if that's the case, then I can quickly run through this with you until she's able to join us. So again, orientations, program-specific orientations, they're happening tomorrow on January 3rd. So again, you should have received an email. If you haven't, that's okay. Please go do check out the orientation website. You can also see the link here for the program orientation schedule. You can also see that there's a Fanshawe online orientation as well. So that's getting to know how to use your Fanshawe online. That's a very important tool to know how to navigate, because again, that's where you'll find your class lists, you'll find your schedule, you'll find your what books you'll need to be purchasing, and all those additional important posts when it comes to professors communicating with you. There's also a career and co-op orientation, as Laurel had mentioned, tomorrow happening. So again, go attend that if you're in a co-op specific program as well. It's good information to have. There's also a part-time post-secondary orientation that's happening. So again, all the links are here. We will be sharing this presentation with you. However, if you want to go take a look at it right after this presentation before we can send it to you, please go to the orientation page on our website, and you will be able to click on all of this, explore it, and see when and what time and where your program orientation will be held. For the different social programming, there is a student services fair happening in Gym J from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There'll be booths set up. You can come down and meet with us. You can come down and ask questions to the various student services that are offered to you while you're studying with us. Fanshawe Student Union will also be having an ice rink, hopefully, depending on the weather. Maybe we'll get some more ice tonight. Maybe we'll get some more the ability to actually build up our ice rink and have students there. And also there'll be hot chocolate and some additional food pieces. There'll also be More Care in Gym J, and they'll be there to answer your questions. So More Care is your health insurance. That's the health insurance that was a part of your fees when you signed up to study with us. And again, someone in International Center will be going over that a little bit more. However, if you have questions, you can speak to a rep, and that's also really good information to have. So who can help and provide guidance? So this is a really high, sky high level of who does what and where, and who you can seek to get answers about specific information. So again, there's academic advisor in all the programs. In the program that you're attending, there is an academic advisor, and this academic advisor is a great point person for academic concerns. Maybe you're not doing so well in a class, maybe you have additional concerns and you want to access services. The academic advisor can help you with these pieces. Your professor, they are great for course content and course content related questions, and they can refer you back to the academic advisor. Sometimes they refer you over to us in International. There's the coordinator, who is helpful if you have issues related to the program, because they are the program coordinator, so they coordinate the program that you're attending. There's peer tutors. So again, these are course-based help from another student to be successful in a certain area. There's the Learning Center, which offers, again, as my colleagues had mentioned, drop-in or appointment-based academic help with specific skills such as math, writing, study skills, science. There's career services and co-op, which we just heard from, on helping finding a job, and also the co-op pieces while you're studying in your co-op program. There's counseling. So again, that's accessibility matters as well as academic and personal counseling. Maybe you need to talk to someone, that's okay. Maybe you just need a quick check-in to just get some more information, connect with the community. Maybe you're in a specific part of London and you want to know what services are offered to you in that area. When it comes to mental health or even just well-being, they can help point you in the right direction. There's the International Center, and that's where I'm from. And again, we can help with any questions related to studying and working in Canada. And there's Office of the Registrar. So if you're looking for records or transcripts or proof of payments, you can also reach out to them. So again, if you have any questions about orientation, I do encourage you to reach out to my colleague, Caitlin. There's her email on the website, as well as orientation. So if you have any questions about your orientation for tomorrow, you can always reach out to that email. So without further ado, we'll move it on to Fanshawe International. And I see that one of my colleagues, Jessie, is here. She is one of our international student advisors in the International Center. So if you're making an appointment to come in and speak with one of us, often you'll meet with Jessie. There's also 5 others that you could talk to. They're here to connect you with the different services, as well as help with being in good status while you're studying. So that means keeping your study permit up to date and all those other pieces. So I'm not sure if she's there. She might be helping a student right now. And if so, then I'll just carry on. So Jessie, feel free to jump in when you're able to. So moving along into Fanshawe Care. So some of you may have benefited from our transportation and arrival information sessions that included the shuttle when you first arrived to Toronto Pearson Airport. We also had sessions on preparing for arrival and getting settled. So where you're able to go to access certain services and get connected to your community where you'll be living. We also had the Fanshawe Cares virtual orientation series, which introduced you to various student services that you'll be able to access while you're studying with us. We have housing resources. So some of you might be in a temporary housing situation, or you're just not sure where you want to be living in the next few weeks. So again, do reach out to us. We have resources you can check out and maybe make a better plan as to find something where you would rather be living. We also have Fanshawe Friends, as I mentioned earlier. So again, come get involved, come connect, come be a part of our social network to really participate in the various activities that we do have going on throughout the school year. So the International Center, we are here to help you. So the International Student Life and Immigration Advisors, you can book virtual or in-person appointments Monday to Friday. We offer advising on program selection, referrals to college services and student supports. Also student networking, so what's going on with the campus and what's going on in the community, how to connect with those various activities and partners. We also have sessions on study permits, so extensions, program progression impacts. So what does it mean if you take an unscheduled break, for example? Also how to restore your status if it has lapsed. And at the end, when you're graduating, how to apply for your postgraduate work permit. So as you see at the bottom in the box, we have a link to book an appointment to speak with one of our advisors. So MoreCare Health Insurance. MoreCare Health Insurance is for all full-time students. They're billed annually. So you would have been billed annually. And so this coverage goes from January until the end of August. Cards can only be printed after the 10th day of classes. So if you are going to the doctor or you have an emergency before the 10th day, you will have to pay out of pocket. Keep your receipts because you can be reimbursed. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to MoreCare by phone, email, or live chat, or come chat with them tomorrow in J-Gym for additional pieces where you're not quite sure about. Again, around opting in family members, right? There's also a 30-day window for that. So please do go to the MoreCare website to complete that process through their forms. Fan card. So fan card is your identity when you're studying with us at Fanshawe. It's important to have this card. It also acts as your card to get into the wellness center. It acts as your card to get into the computer labs. It's also your bus pass. So again, please do follow the instructions and upload your photo, and then they will confirm when your card is ready for pickup. It's much faster than coming on campus and waiting in line. So if you do upload your photo, they'll let you know when you can come and pick up your card. Next to the LTC bus pass. So the fan card, as I mentioned, is your London Transit pass. So it's for all full-time students that are registered with us. It's a part of your auxiliary fees. You don't have to pay extra for it. So this will be what you show when you get on and off the bus for the London Transit. For more information, or if your card is just not working for whatever reason, please do reach out to the Fanshawe Student Union. They can help you with those pieces to make sure that it's working moving forward. Textbooks. So you may or may not have checked out your FOL to see what your textbooks are, and that's okay. When you meet with your program coordinator tomorrow, they'll definitely be covering that in program specific orientations, and they'll also cover additional technology or software requirements needed for your course. You can also purchase books at the retail store, or you can also order them online. And you can also look for the textbooks that have the sticker. If you get a used book, sometimes it's much cheaper. And there's also e-textbooks that are offered sometimes that are also offered at a reduced rate. Campus safety. You'll notice that Fanshawe has its own kind of police, but it's more of a safety service that we offer to our students. So again, it is campus security. They're there to help with general, emergency, first aid services, parking lot monitoring, classroom equipment security monitoring. Maybe you have a class late at night and you would like someone to walk you to the bus stop or even to walk you to your car because it's dark out. They do that too. They're there just to ensure that everybody is feeling safe and feeling secured. There's also a Stay Safe Fanshawe app that you can download, which connects directly to our campus security. And that way, if you're feeling uncomfortable or feeling unsure, you can reach out to campus safety and they'll be able to ensure that you're getting from your one place to the next safely. Social insurance number. Your social insurance number is something that's very important, especially if you want to be working legally in Canada. So this is essential, it's required, and it is private. So please do not be sharing it with anyone. It's illegal to give it to someone else to use. It's not like your bank card that you can hand to your friend and they can use it. No, your SIN is yours. Plus, if you're handing your bank card to a friend, you might want to really trust that friend. But your SIN, do not share at all. You are responsible for protecting your SIN. We do have upcoming in-person sessions being held at Oxford Street campus. One is January 4th between 9:30 and 3:30 p.m. in room B1066. And again, January 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in room T2007. There will be someone there from Service Canada to help you complete your application process and also to help you answer any questions that you may have. So this leads us to scams. So if you're getting a phone call or you're receiving texts from a Canadian Immigration or the Canadian Revenue Agency, they will not call you, they will not text you. So please be rest assured that they are not calling to ask for money, to ask for iTunes cards, to ask for prepaid gift cards, wire transfers. If they're contacting you to ask you additional questions, please stop, please pause. Odds are they're not going to be calling and they're not going to be texting you. They use, as you've seen with immigration, they use a secure portal to be communicating with you. They use official letters. So if someone is calling you and they're saying, and sometimes it looks very believable, please stop, reach out to us. We're happy to verify it for you before you do anything, before you send any money, before you share any personal information. There's a lot of people out there that are looking to get money from you and trick you into giving them more money. So again, please do not fall for this and reach out to us. We're here to help you. We're here to help you navigate through those because we can understand it's scary. We can understand they can ask some questions that you're just not sure how to answer. So we want to make sure that you're feeling secured when you're moving through those pieces, as well as you can always call the London Police fraud line. They are serious about tracking down people that are making these frauds on others. So Canadian laws, know the law. So in Canada, especially in Ontario, marijuana is legal to smoke anywhere cigarettes can be smoked. So unfortunately, that doesn't mean everywhere. There's still designated areas when you are going to public buildings or say Fanshawe, you can't just step outside and light up a cigarette or step outside and light up a joint. You need to be in designated areas and it can only be purchased by dispensaries. So just like your alcohol, you have to go to a specific dispensary to be buying any marijuana, cannabis, weed, that's all the same thing, or to go get beer, to go get liquor, anything like that. So there's designated places that you have to go. And it's also illegal to drive impaired. And it's also illegal to drive high. So impaired is impaired, right? So please be mindful of that. And it's never good to, smoke a joint and go to class or something like that. So please be mindful of when you're participating in these recreational activities so that they don't impact your ability to be successful studying with us. So studying on campus, just a quick reminder, there are sanitizers around campus when you can social distance. It's always a good idea to do so. Do not come on campus if you're not feeling well. So again, going back to what I mentioned in the beginning, if you are not feeling well and you are sick, please stay home. We would rather you stay home and feel better and come back to classes when you're in good health than to come and share something that maybe we don't really want to get from you. We're the same way. If we're not feeling well, we're not coming on campus either. We want to make sure that we're keeping everybody healthy and safe as we move forward. Same with personal hygiene. Don't forget to wash your hands, to bathe regularly, and also to use deodorant and antiperspirant. However, perfume, there's a lot of anti-scent or non-scent spaces because there's a lot of allergies. So please do be mindful. If you're wearing cologne, if you're wearing perfume, that's okay. But please just watch how much you are putting on, because you could cause an allergic reaction to someone else that may be sitting next to you in class, for example. So again, connect with us. We're here to support you. We're here to meet with you. We're here to help point you to different various resources so that you can be successful while you are studying with us. So again, we do thank you for participating with us today. And without further ado, we do have a language specific session next with two of our agents, well, two of our international education representatives. We have Daniel and we have Deborah, and they're both here to offer you a Portuguese specific session for students that would like to stay on for that language specific session. Everybody else who is not, you're more than welcome to go. We do thank you for joining us today for our session. And I do see that there are some questions in the chat so I'm thinking some of these we've most likely answered. So the SEND session, we do encourage you to come participate in person. And also, if you're a new student starting with us and you have not attended your program orientation, we're going to ask you to go to your program orientation first. However, if you'd like to change programs, you're definitely going to need to speak to your international education representative about options. They're the ones that can walk you through what's possible and what's not possible at this time, especially as we move through the first week of classes. And online is not an option. Sorry. COVID is over, we're back in person. So studying online as an international student, that's no longer an option. So again, if you are studying with us at Fanshawe, you are required to be here in person. And I believe that may be all the questions. I believe that is all the questions that we have here. And again, just going to encourage you all to please attend your program orientation tomorrow. Really, really, really important. And the first week of classes are also really, really, really important because you'll be getting a lot of important information. So again, I will pass it over to Deborah and Daniel. And again, just so everybody knows, this is a language specific session for students that are interested to learn more about what we just covered and more. I will pass it over to them. They're the professionals in this language, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening, whatever time it is there.
Thank you, Emily. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Deborah. Is everything all right with the audio? Yes. Okay.
I think so. I just made Daniel the host, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we will jump
Thank
off
you
now.
a lot, Emily. Hello, everybody. From now on, actually, we are going to stay only with Brazilians and Portuguese students. Since we are not in Canada, the idea is to help them with the language barrier. So we are going to talk in Portuguese from now on. Welcome, everybody, to Canada.
Okay. So this session is for Brazilians. Thank you, everybody. My name is Deborah. We are here in Brazil. We are advisors. We represent Fanshawe for Brazilian students. So we are going to remain here in this session to talk more about the services and the doubts that you have, that you want to clear up. So we are here So if any other nationality has any doubt, you can reach out via international office tomorrow if you still have any doubts. But I think we have quite a lot of participants still, Daniel. Let's wait a little bit till we see our Brazilian students saying hello. You can chat with us. I see Gustavo Alexandre already. He raised his hand.
I don't think
Let's
they
wait
are
a-
able actually to write on the chat.
Yeah, Tulio is also there. Let's wait a little bit more. Yes, if you are Brazilian, so just raise your hand if you know how to. Yes. Ediane means that, okay, everybody. Oh, that's quite a lot. Thank you for remaining here. It's a pleasure. So let's turn it into our Portuguese language. I know that everybody must speak English very well, but we want you to feel comfortable speaking in your own language, in our language. So let's turn into Portuguese now, Daniel.
All right. I'm seeing here actually Gustavo. Oi, Gustavo. A gente estava conversando agora há pouco, já conversei com alguns de vocês. Sejam todos super bem-vindos ao Fanshawe College. Sei que alguns de vocês chegaram a ver essa orientação presencial de manhã lá no campus. Nem todo mundo conseguiu participar, a gente sabe das temperaturas aí no Canadá e dos compromissos de cada um. Foi exatamente essa mesma essa mesma orientação, esse mesmo PowerPoint que foi passado de manhã no campus, na orientação presencial, foi utilizado agora pela Emily, que faz parte do time internacional aqui do Fanshawe College, do qual eu e a Débora também fazemos partes. Então, a ideia é, como a gente não está presente aí no Canadá neste exato momento, é simplesmente dar um alô para vocês aqui e tirarem as dúvidas de que vocês precisarem. Podem escrever no quadro aí de Questions and Answers, que estaremos à disposição. Esse, como é um seminar, né? É um webinar, né? Eu sei que as câmeras não podem ser abertas e o chat não está aberto para todo mundo, ou está?
Acho que está sim. O chat eles podem mandar mensagem aqui para a gente, compartilhar as dúvidas. O bom, né, Dani, é que essa pandemia, né, já passou, né, e a gente está tendo a oportunidade de fazer essa sessão online, coisa que antes da pandemia a gente só tinha presencial. Então, essa é uma das vantagens aí do episódio, né, da pandemia. Mas eu estou vendo ainda, tem gente com algumas... já tem a Carla, não sei se você está conseguindo ver, Dani, no chat, ela está com uma dúvida, né, já do Fanshawe Online. A gente vai ter...
Bom, já que é a primeira dúvida, né, Carla, o Fanshawe Online é simplesmente a ferramenta, basicamente, para trabalhos do college em si, né? Referente a toda a parte acadêmica. Então, o Fanshawe tem dois sistemas principais. O Web Advisor, que é uma espécie de secretaria, que vocês veem as notas, balanço financeiro, etc. E o Fanshawe Online, gente, é onde vocês fazem as pesquisas, é onde os professores comunicam com os estudantes, é onde tem acesso à livraria via o Fanshawe Online. Então, é sim o sistema mais importante para o sucesso acadêmico de vocês. Eu vou colocar aqui no chat uma página do Fanshawe com algumas orientações que estão previstas, inclusive tem tutoriais do Fanshawe Online. No YouTube tem algumas coisas e eu vou colocar aqui para vocês se inscreverem, exatamente na página do Orientation, o tutorial para usar o FAW, ou Fanshawe Online, como a Carla escreveu aqui para a gente, fazendo a pergunta. Eu estou respondendo ela para todos com este link, tá? Com o Orientation, e lá vocês conseguem simplesmente, né, se for baixando o navegador, vocês vão ver a orientação para o workshop do Fall.
Fanshawe Online. Tem a orientação específica, né, do Fanshawe Online, de como utilizar, quais são as ferramentas ali dentro, né? Tá se familiarizando. E eu não sei se eu estou conseguindo compartilhar com vocês, mas eu coloquei no chat. Você consegue ver, Daniel, esse link específico, né, do evento, do Fanshawe Online, que vai acontecer dia 3 amanhã, de 9 às 10.
E você viu o que eu mandei a home, né? Eu mandei a home do Orientation.
Geral.
Baixou na barra de rolagem, a Débora foi, complementou e mandou específico do Fanshawe Online. Né? Tá dentro dessa plataforma Eventbrite, é gratuito, obviamente, então é uma orientação específica para o Fanshawe Online.
Vai ser dia 13 e dia 4. Amanhã e quarta-feira. Bom, tem vários horários aí para vocês não perderem. Vamos ver aqui. Se tem mais alguma perguntinha? Tenha vontade, gente, de perguntar. Quem não souber, aqui tem a Letícia, né? Foi a última. Sim, a Letícia está perguntando do cadastro para o FENCARD, mas ainda não recebi o e-mail sobre onde retirar. Primeiramente, é bom saber qual o seu campus, né, que você está estudando. Se for no campus principal, você vai retirar ali do lado da nossa sala ali do International, que é o I-2020. Tá? É ali que se retira o FANCARD, mas depois de você passar por esse processo do upload, né? Então, leva alguns dias para você receber a confirmação. Então, é bom aguardar, né, essa confirmação, mas se você estiver no campus principal e quiser dar um pulinho lá na sala diretamente, é possível. Vai ter que colocar um nomezinho ali na entrada para poder falar com alguém da nossa equipe. Se for do outros campos, do downtown ou dos regionais, é diretamente lá também, tá? No campus onde vocês estão estudando.
Eu vou colocar aqui também, então, o link do FanCard. Ela já deve ter preenchido tudo. Está no chat para todos também.
Eu não estou conseguindo colocar para todos. Eu só estou conseguindo colocar para hosts.
Essa
Você pega...
para todos.
Não está aparecendo para mim. Dani, faz um favor, aquele link que eu mandei do Fanshawe Online específico, coloca lá para eles, então. E a sala, que é E2020, onde retirar o FANCARD.
Tá, o FanCard do primeiro programa é válido para o segundo, mesmo que os cursos sejam em campos diferentes? Sim, o FanCard é válido, você só tem um número de matrícula dentro do Fanshawe, e sim, o FanCard vai te acompanhar durante todo o seu programa, independente da quantidade de programas que você faça, né? Então, afinal, o Bus Pass é alimentado dentro do próprio FanCard, né? Então, o FanCard é para você ter acesso aos diferentes prédios, e é para você também utilizar ele no sistema de transporte público. Então, mesmo que você faça um segundo curso, um segundo programa no Fanshawe, seu número de matrícula se mantém o mesmo, vai estar sempre dentro daquele próprio FanCard. Deixa eu ver. Carla também perguntou se precisar de mudar de horário das aulas, como faço? Se é no Fanshawe Online. Não, Carla, não é no Fanshawe Online. Então, o Fanshawe Online são para atividades acadêmicas, pesquisa, etc. Lá é linkado com a biblioteca. Você não consegue mudar o seu horário de aula, que você vê lá no Web Advisors. Então, quem muda horário de aula são os Academics Advisors de cada programa. Eu vou pegar mais um site aqui para mandar para vocês. Então, não é simples a troca de horário de aula. Então, o que você vê no Web Advisor é o seu horário, e aí, de acordo com o seu programa, você pode sempre contactar o Academic Advisor do seu programa. amanhã, quando vocês vão, quando vocês forem
Orientação.
a orientação, ver a orientação específica do programa de vocês, vocês serão apresentados também a esse Academic Advisor. Ok.
Aqui a Carla pergunta sobre o More Care para adicionar a família. No próprio link do More Care, Dani pode compartilhar aí com ela.
Compartilhar.
Uhum. Então tem a opção de adicionar a família, mas e você vai poder fazer, porque às vezes, né, os estudantes têm essa dúvida, ele não aparece de imediato no primeiro dia, porque é a partir do 10º dia de aula que você pode fazer essa adição dos membros da família. Então, é possível que nem esteja no site ainda, né, Daniel?
Já está disponível para adicionar. Então, gente, o que é para vocês entenderem do More Care? Todos os estudantes estão cobertos a partir de um mês antes das aulas. Então, está todo mundo coberto lá, basicamente, desde o dia 4 de dezembro. Os familiares e a apólice, a carteirinha, na verdade, é gerada somente após o 10º dia de aula, ou seja, lá por volta do dia 15 de janeiro. Então, vocês podem entrar no site do More Care, neste link que eu enviei agora. Lá tem uma opção de Family Opt-in. Então, essa opção ela fica aberta por um mês. Então, ela está aberta, né, já tem um dia, então tem 29 dias para vocês inserirem um familiar. Então, é só clicar em Family Opt-in, preencher os dados, você e o familiar irão receber a apólice, basicamente, né, a carteirinha, a partir do dia 15 de janeiro. Tá? Então, não é de imediato. Os familiares de vocês não estão cobertos. Mesmo fazendo a compra hoje no site do More Care, eles só vão ficar cobertos a partir do dia 15 de janeiro. 13, 14, basicamente. Vocês já estão cobertos, mas vocês só vão conseguir visualizar a carteirinha exatamente a partir dessa data, que é o 10º dia de aula. Tá? Então, é quando começa a valer para o familiar também. Mas já pode inserir os familiares, sim. É cerca de $1.000 canadenses que se paga no site, coloca todos os dados, tanto do estudante, número de matrícula, etc., quanto os dados dos familiares, cônjuges, filhos e etc., já consegue fazer essa solicitação, sim, só ficar atento que vai começar a valer lá por volta do dia 15. Sobre Lidiane também escreveu que vai fazer um personal support outro na unidade principal. Eu gostaria de mudar de curso. Healthcare Management Work. Lidiane, você só tem primeiro que assistir a sua orientação do seu programa específico, dá uma olhada na orientação amanhã, depois pode entrar em contato conosco. Eu vou colocar aqui como que você agenda um horário conosco. Todos vocês, gente, só um minutinho. Pegar o link certo aqui. Então, agendar um horário com o time comercial está aí neste último link que eu enviei, que é o link do Acuity Schedule. É quando vocês conseguem entrar, seleciona Brasil, eu e Débora, e vocês conseguem agendar um horário conosco. Fiquem à vontade para utilizar essa ferramenta. Já adianto para vocês que é praticamente impossível mudar de curso. Vi mais uma mensagem aqui também. É muito difícil, gente. A maioria deles não tem vagas. As vagas para os estudantes internacionais, elas são poucas. Como vocês já devem ter visto aí, os indianos praticamente enchem elas todas. É muito difícil ter disponibilidade para mudar de curso. E, além do mais, tem questões também da área de atuação que se está estudando e que se solicitou visto para a mudança do curso em si. Então, também tem restrições em relação a visto e tem restrições em relação à disponibilidade. Esse é o principal item. É bem difícil de mudar de curso. A possibilidade é mínima. De qualquer forma, podem sim fazer o agendamento conosco nesse último link que eu enviei. Também tem pergunta aqui, como faço para solicitar a eliminação, aproveitamento das matérias? Essa pergunta também é comum. Vocês vão assistir amanhã, gente, a orientação específica do programa de vocês. Perguntem para o coordenador do curso, pede para eles os formulários. Vocês vão ter que basicamente preencher formulários, pegar uma documentação traduzida e juramentada da instituição de ensino de vocês, e aí sim, esses coordenadores do curso vão ver o que pode e o que não pode ser aproveitado. Então, tem um formulário específico para isso, com a emenda, né, com o descritivo do curso que você fez, para eles verem se pode ser aproveitado ou não. Tá? Então, tem um formulário específico, essa é com específico coordenador de cada curso.
Porque o que acontece, né, Dani, é que às vezes a gente até já fez a matéria aqui no Brasil, né, às vezes até é um bacharelado, mas tem a questão de que é algo bem específico para o mercado canadense. Então, pode ser que o mesmo coordenador acadêmico olhando, veja a disciplina, ele vai ver o conteúdo, ele peça para que você refaça essa disciplina no Canadá e no Fanshawe por conta de nuances, né, que pode mudar.
Perguntaram também onde posso pedir ajuda para conseguir o SIN number. O SIN number, ele simplesmente, gente, vai ter, né, o CERT Canada, como se fosse a Receita Federal do Canadá. Lembra, o SIN number é um CPF. Terão 2 dias aí no campus que vai ter gente, né, do próprio escritório do CFC Canada orientando vocês e já recolhendo os applications para fazer o SIN number. É um processo relativamente simples, se faz online também, mas aí pelo campus é bem mais rápido. Então, como, né, o Fanshawe é uma instituição que recebe muito aluno internacional, vai ter aí uma mesinha com o pessoal do próprio CFC Canada. Acabou de passar na nossa orientação.
Vai
E
ser.
vocês vão receber essa orientação gravada. Eu não decorei qual o prédio.
Vai ser dia 4, né? Dia 4, que é
Dia
quarta-feira.
13, não é isso?
Dia 4 e 13. Dia 4, às 9h30 até às 3h30 da tarde, no B1066. Essa é a sala, B1066, no dia 4. Pode anotar aí, Dani, para ele, para assim o acesso. Então, dia 4.
Dia 4/1.
Às 9h30. Aí, no dia 4, na sala B de bola, 1066. No Oxford, no campus principal,
De 9h30
às 3h30 da tarde, às 15h30.
Uhum.
E no dia 13, que é sexta-feira, na sala T...
Peraí, Débora, ainda está no dia 4. B de bola.
tá. 1066.
Ok, gente, então SIM card. Primeiro dia 4, conforme está aí no chat, de 9h30 às 15h30. Todo o campus ele é nomeado por edifício, assim, né? Então, sempre que vem B, é o edifício B de bola. Sempre que a sala vem alguma coisa, no primeiro andar. Se fosse B2066, seria no segundo andar, e B3066 no terceiro andar. Então, fiquem familiarizados com o mapa do campus, né? Quando alguém falar com vocês, prédio B, sala 166, vocês já sabem rapidinho qual que é. E agora eu vou escrever sobre, de novo, o SIM card, que aí tem no dia 14, né?
Não, dia 13.
SIM card.
13, sexta-feira.
Uhum.
A sala T de terra, 2007.
2007, já é no segundo andar. E de que horas a que horas?
De 9 a 1 da tarde.
Às 13. Então, algumas coisas do SIM card.
Essa foi a pergunta da Júlia, né?
É.
Ah, a pergunta do Marcelo, quando ele perguntou de eliminar matérias. Não
Uhum.
era, né, equivalência com o Brasil, não. O que ele estava se referindo é entre os cursos do próprio Fanshawe. Eu continuo na dúvida do que ele quer dizer.
Ah, eu entendi, Marcelo. Ele completou lá embaixo, ele deu um exemplo, né?
Ah,
Fez
tá.
um supply chain e está indo para um outro
Ah,
supply
sim.
chain com management. De novo, só falar, então, mais fácil ainda, nem precisa de formulário, fala com o academic advisor, e aí,
Uhum.
né, mostra o schedule e fala, já fiz esse, estou fazendo aquele, isso pode ser eliminado ou não, e assim por diante. Tá?
A gente tem no departamento internacional os serviços para vocês conversarem, ou pode conversar com a gente também, né? Então, assim, provavelmente Marcelo deve ter feito a matrícula sozinho, né, pelo aplicativo, e aí não fez esse aproveitamento, esse link. Mas, né, vocês podem ficar à vontade também para conversar conosco quando quiser fazer uma segunda matrícula ou dentro do departamento internacional. Fica no E2025.
Mirela, a orientação do Fanshawe online, ele é online, tá? Então, tá lá o passo a passo para você se inscrever, é um dos links que eu enviei, e ela é online. De novo, no canal do YouTube do Fanshawe também tem muita coisa gravada.
É online.
Na caixinha de perguntas e respostas, o Everton perguntou se o Fancard também serve para o Morecare. Não serve, Everton. Você vai conseguir, a partir do 10º dia de aula, no site do Morecare, que eu já enviei aqui nos chats, ter o seu cartãozinho do Morecare. Você consegue fazer o download dele. Não é o Fancard em si. Né? Então, cada estudante vai ter um número dentro do Morecare, esse número vai ser gerado no 10º dia de aula. E vocês conseguem fazer o download da carteirinha no site do Morecare. Bom, as orientações amanhã, né, aquele primeiro link que eu enviei, conseguem ver todas as orientações, né? Lá muda, se quer ver a orientação do programa, se quer ver a orientação do Fanshawe Online, assim por diante. Quando vocês veem o site da orientação do programa de vocês, se é online, pode assistir de casa, não tem problema nenhum.
No site também, se vocês abrirem o site do Fanshawe e colocar no campo de busca Orientation, também tem todas as opções de orientação que a gente vai oferecer, ou virtual, ou presencial, tem o do co-op também, né? Então, é bem interessante vocês participarem dessa.
Que mais? Perguntaram aqui também na caixinha de pergunta e resposta se pode mudança de horário das matérias. Então, isso é com o Academic Advisor. Gente, nem sempre é possível, porque vocês estão começando agora em janeiro. Vamos supor um curso qualquer, deixa eu pensar aqui, business. E uma das matérias de business é matemática financeira. Não necessariamente vai ter mais de uma matemática financeira ofertada. Nesse exemplo, é até bom, porque realmente pode ser que tenha mais de uma. Mas dependendo do programa de vocês, aquela matéria só tem naquele horário. Então, não necessariamente vão conseguir alterar a grade curricular de vocês. De qualquer forma, como eu havia falado antes, esse é com o Academic Advisor. Vocês vão conhecê-los amanhã na orientação do programa de vocês, e eu já coloquei um link aqui no chat também, com todos os contatos dos acadêmicos advisors. Eu não coloquei.
Não, acho que não.
Coloquei. Logo em cima do site do Morecare.
para ver que temos bastante participações hoje. Né?
Perguntaram se quando for fazer o SIN number, se pode fazer do estudante e do cônjuge? Pode. Né? O Self Canada já é o escritório que faz tudo. Pode fazer de ambos. Pelo menos já pega informações, né? Se ele mesmo não puder fazer, se não aceitar o application do cônjuge direto, pelo menos ele já vai te orientar e faz online também. Mas acredito que pode fazer sim. Já vai de manhã, já que vai ficar, né, amanhã não, dia 4, né, que é o primeiro dia, vai ficar de 9h30 às 3h30, já vai às 9h30 para pegar as orientações. No caso, volta em casa, pega o restante do documento e volta para o campus e já faz.
Quem não puder também, né, que pode acontecer de não, apesar de ter 2 dias aí disponíveis, ele é super acessível ali no centro da cidade, né, de downtown mesmo, de London, o prédio do Service Canada. Então, também fica aí como alternativa para quem não tiver a facilidade de ir nesses dias que a gente vai ofertar.
Perguntaram aqui, então amanhã na orientação eles falam sobre as salas, matérias e tudo. Sim, gente, matérias vocês já conseguem ver no próprio Web Advisor e no site do Fanshawe, né, no programa de vocês, quais as matérias que vocês vão fazer. No Web Advisor vocês conseguem ver o horário e qual sala. Né? Qual sala não, a sala que é falada amanhã, né? Então amanhã é informado quais as salas que tem que se dirigir e espera-se, né? Quando o coordenador do curso vai fazer a orientação amanhã com vocês, esperam que vocês já estejam um pouquinho familiarizados com esse Fanshawe online. Então, entre hoje, amanhã e ao longo da semana, assistam os vídeos do Fanshawe online, porque é a principal ferramenta acadêmica. Ao término dessa semana, todo mundo já vai ficar, já vai supor que vocês estão familiarizados com a ferramenta. Inclusive, qualquer comunicação que venha do college virá para a sua caixa de correio de e-mail dentro do Fanshawe online, inclusive. Né? Vocês têm agora um e-mail do próprio Fanshawe, né? Todo estudante tem, e a comunicação acontece lá dentro. Então, né, se o college envia alguma comunicação interna, é por lá que vai chegar.
Sim. Bom, ninguém perguntou sobre isso, mas eu queria reforçar também a questão de que vocês já passaram pelo aeroporto, estão todos aí, né, já vivendo a vida em London. Não esqueçam, quem já não fez, né, de fazer o upload do Study Permit, tá? Naquele link, né, se você puder compartilhar com eles, é bom reforçar. A gente já falou na orientação, né, para embarque, mas é um assunto bem importante e com as coisas que vão acontecendo, né, no dia a dia, tanta coisa, pode ter gente que tenha esquecido de fazer o upload do permit mesmo, que é quando vocês passam pelo aeroporto. O upload do Study Permit, que o Daniel colocou agora o link a gente.
Então, faz o upload, né, nesse site que eu mandei, que é o site de formulários, ou seja, de forms. É só baixar um pouquinho a barra de rolagem, tem lá a parte International. Foi lá que vocês fizeram o International Student Form, avisando que dia, tarará, que ia chegar. Logo após o International Student Form, tem um documento que tem um formulário que chama Supporting Document Upload. É lá que coloca.
Mesmo que você já tenha preenchido o International Form, com a aprovação do visto, esse é outro documento. Né? Atualizar o endereço também, né, de localização de vocês, aí em London, provavelmente quando vocês fizeram a matrícula, tem um endereço ainda do Brasil. Se vocês já têm um endereço em London, vocês podem ir no Web Advisor fazer essa atualização de endereço também. Meu permis veio, só posso trabalhar no college, como posso mudar isso? Você pode procurar, dentro do departamento do internacional, na sala E2025, a gente tem os Immigration Advisors, tá? Que são consultores de imigração regulamentados, né? e fazem parte aqui do nosso staff, né, do Departamento Internacional. Então, se vocês têm qualquer dúvida em relação ao PERMI de vocês, a PGWP, o co-op, né, no momento que vocês forem trabalhar, e qualquer dúvida em relação à imigração, à permissão, vocês podem consultar os nossos Immigration Advisors, ou mesmo marcar um horário online, para evitar de vocês irem lá e não conseguir o horário, falar imediatamente, vocês podem marcar um horário com os Immigration Advisors que está no site. O Daniel pode colocar aí para vocês.
Colocar. O visto de estudante já permite que a pessoa trabalhe fora do campus, viu, Carlos? Isso aí tem que dar uma olhadinha. Não sei se o senhor tinha curso de inglês antes, alguma coisa assim. Mas o
E às
visto-
vezes pode acontecer de erro, né? Eles são passíveis de erro, então a gente já viu tanta coisa também acontecer. Então, é possível. Eu já vi estudantes sair sem o permissão, no aeroporto, já fiz de tudo. Tá bom, Gustavo. Nós que agradecemos você ter participado e ficado um pouquinho com a gente. Um bom início de ano letivo para você. Seja bem-vindo ao Fanshawe. Jéssica, gostaria de saber onde posso encontrar informações sobre oportunidade de emprego dentro do Fanshawe. Então, Jéssica, é isso que eu queria falar com você e com todos os estudantes. A gente tem o departamento, né, que é o Employment Service, que fala que é suporte tanto para empregos part-times, empregos para quando vocês terminarem o college e forem, né, ter as oportunidades full-time. A gente tem dentro desse departamento também o staff que dá a orientação para o co-op. Então, eles são de fácil acesso, a gente vai ter uma orientação sobre empregos, mas a gente também tem um portal que é alimentado com essas vagas diariamente. Mas é muito importante que vocês assistam essa orientação do Employment Services. Deixa eu ver aqui se a gente já falou especificamente, se já mandamos o link para eles, Daniel, dessa orientação do Employment Services.
Eu não tenho esse link, não. Pode me enviar aqui que eu envio.
Ah. Então, o nosso objetivo aqui no Frente é capacitar vocês e preparar para o mercado de trabalho canadense. Então, abusem desse serviço para vocês também saberem como que eu vou fazer o meu currículo, colocar palavras-chave, como se portar em entrevistas, participar desses eventos. Então, antes mesmo de começar a enviar os currículos, né? Tirar foto por LinkedIn. Então, é importante que vocês participem. Então, essa orientação que estou mandando agora para vocês, né? O link do Co-op, esse é o Co-op Orientation, só para quem vai fazer o Co-op, eu vou mandar aqui para você. Mas, certamente, a gente já teve o Fanshawe Works, né? De repente, a gente tem gravado, não teve não, do Fanshawe Works?
Tem bastante coisa. Eu vou pegar uns links aqui. Para
Mas
começar,
manda
que-
esse do Co-op também, porque tem estudante, né, que está fazendo Co-op.
vagas ficam anunciadas no próprio site da Fanshawe, né? Se for para trabalhar no Fanshawe, aí eles vêm de tudo um pouco. Deixa eu pegar. Esse primeiro que eu enviei não é para trabalhar na Fanshawe, é a página do Fanshawe Student Union. Student Union, quem já foi universitário no Brasil, lembra, toda universidade deve ter tido algum DA, Diretório Acadêmico, ou Diretório DCE, Diretório Central do Estudante, é onde os estudantes trabalham para os próprios estudantes, né? Então, é onde eles prestam serviços para os próprios estudantes. Então, no Fanshawe Student Union, eles falam muita coisa, desde eventos super legais de se participar e interagir, até dicas de transporte pela cidade, e no alto da página também tem jobs. Quando eles ficam sabendo de trabalhos, eles postam lá. Isso é uma coisa. 2, jobs no Fanshawe, esse é o portal corporativo da faculdade, onde eles postam também vagas de trabalho. E a última coisa aqui, deixa eu pegar.
e até caminhando dentro do Student Center, né, que é o building, né, do Student Center, SC, está espalhado, às vezes, vagas dentro do próprio Fanshawe, part-time, que vocês podem aplicar. Então, é bom circular pelo campus, né, para poder... deixa eu aqui também mostrar isso.
E nesse site, gente, quando mostrou muito na orientação que vocês viram agora há pouco, fala de todos os serviços, em geral, de suporte, né, do Fanshawe para a carreira. Usem e abusem desses serviços, né? Então, entrando nesse site, conseguem ver um pouquinho mais. Falou na orientação, a gente ajuda na busca de carreira, ajuda até para quem quer empreender, que é o Leap Junction. Então, tem a Liga Empreendedora dentro do campus, com orientadores e consultores. Esse serviço é gratuito para vocês. É o último link que eu enviei para vocês, é a parte de carreiras em si, tá? Fiquem familiarizados, então, com o Student Union, publicam bastante coisas. Fiquem familiarizados com o Employment Services da College, que aí sim é já um suporte profissional para vocês. Se forem fazer uma entrevista, contactem o pessoal do Employment Services do Fanshawe, que eles simulam com vocês antes de vocês irem para o empregador, como que vai ser a entrevista, etc. Então, vocês já vão ficar familiarizados como é uma entrevista canadense antes de participar até mesmo da primeira. Então, eles treinam isso com vocês. Lá se pode imprimir currículo, é a única coisa que se pode imprimir, mas é gratuito, né, Débora? Você pode imprimir currículo. Então, fica no edifício D. Não deixem de utilizar. Muitos alunos só vão utilizar isso depois que formam, etc., e esquecem de construir a carreira no meio do curso. Usem e abusem dos serviços de carreiras do college. Afinal, o college, o objetivo, né, é empregar as pessoas. Então, os cursos são para isso. Então, além das habilidades, também esses serviços de empregabilidade. Usem e abusem.
Importante também, vocês vão sempre receber, né, essas comunicações pelo e-mail, né, do Fanshawe Online, que vocês já têm criado, mas seguir também as nossas redes sociais, porque a rede do Fanshawe International, que é exclusiva, né, para os estudantes internacionais, a gente sempre está postando os eventos que estão acontecendo. Agora a gente está com o pessoal para tirar foto para o LinkedIn, e sempre ajuda a lembrar, né? Porque às vezes, muitas vezes, está mais no Instagram, se bem que na vida de vocês no dia a dia é corrido, mas às vezes, no momento social, vocês acabam se lembrando de algum evento através do Instagram também. Então, a rede é Fanshawe _International. Então, é bem importante também vocês seguirem a gente. Ó. Mais alguma pergunta? Consigo mudar meu corpo. Consigo um valor melhor para fazer na sequência o curso de Healthcare Management. Não foi a pergunta de quem? Está vendo essa pergunta, Adriana?
Os valores para estudantes internacionais são um só, não muda. O que tem gente que consegue fazer é o seguinte, né? Faz um curso no Fanshawe, aplica para o PGWP, que é o visto de trabalho, né? Depois da conclusão do curso. E aí, depois que a pessoa consegue um PR, aí sim já é considerado um estudante doméstico, paga os valores de estudantes domésticos. Estudante internacional paga o valor de estudante internacional. Quando alguém manda uma mensagem, aqui só manda para a gente, né, Débora? Quem está vendo, não... o restante não vê as mensagens, né?
Eu mesma não estou conseguindo mandar a mensagem para eles, né?
Eu
E
acho
aí
que
eu
só eu.
deve estar com alguma configuração.
Ó, o Marcelo mandou uma mensagem para mim, então estou compartilhando para vocês aqui. Segundo ele, foi o próprio professor do Fanshawe que enviou 50 melhores sites para pesquisa de trabalho. Copiem, colhem aí. Veio de um estudante do Marcelo. Muito obrigado pela colaboração, Marcelo. Então, tá aí, super interessante. A Carla está perguntando a página do Instagram, né? Do
International, né? A gente tem essa página do International, que é o Fanshawe _International.
Vou pegar.
Inclusive, marquem a gente quando tiverem em algum momento no campus. A gente gosta de acompanhar aqui à distância. E tem a do Brasil, né? Aqui no Brasil sou eu, Daniel e a Letícia. E a Letícia é do marketing e ela fica à frente da nossa rede social exclusiva do Fanshawe, aqui no Brasil.
Ó, esse link do Instagram é a nossa página do Brasil, para vocês compartilharem conosco. Eu e Débora ficamos de olho nela. E o do internacional geral é o Fanshawe _International. E eu copiei, colei e estou enviando. Todos os sites de trabalho que o Marcelo compartilhou aqui comigo, e eu colei a mensagem dele, segundo ele, estão no... Deixa eu clicar. Eu não consigo abrir, Marcelo, porque eu não tenho Fanshawe online.
Qual é o link? Bota aqui para eu ver.
Tem
Acho
que
que eu
logar.
consigo abrir aqui.
Mandei. Mas é como eu clico no que ele manda, dá erro. Peraí. Não, aqui está o link que ele mandou do Fanshawe Online, mas eu mesmo não tenho acesso. Ok, que é referente àqueles sites de trabalho, dica do professor dele. Ótimo.
Deve ser alguma sala específica para a turma dele, né?
Não, acho que quem tiver acesso ao Fanshawe Online vai conseguir baixar, vai conseguir abrir. O meu é porque ainda tem questão de navegador aqui também. Enfim.
Mas eu acho que o mais importante é vocês saberem que, assim, a gente tem esses serviços, né? O Student Center, com os eventos sociais, com a parte da academia, com a parte de postagem até de algumas oportunidades de emprego, divulgação e tal, mas a gente também tem o departamento de carreira, né, para dar todo o suporte, tanto para o co-op, quanto para emprego part-time, para emprego full-time, para empreendedorismo, né? E a gente tem os departamentos. Se você tiver dúvida em relação a como a Student Common Library, né, que é a parte da biblioteca, né, qual é aquela sala, Dani, ali perto do Tim Hortons, né, pertinho da loja de souvenirs, né? Então, ali eu acho que também é um espaço muito bom para vocês explorarem, porque tem o acervo digital, né, de livros, tem a parte física, né, dos livros físicos, e tem também o suporte para vocês quando tiverem dúvida, né, para ter algum suporte em relação ao dia a dia, não estou conseguindo fazer determinado assignment, tenho dificuldade aqui na matemática, ou então tenho dificuldade de como fazer essas pesquisas, citação, teve agora, né, a apresentação do Integrity, eu tenho dúvidas em relação se essa maneira como eu estou fazendo esse trabalho, essa pesquisa, está dentro das normas. Então, ali é uma área também para vocês explorarem bastante, porque eles podem te direcionar para esses serviços, né? Mais voltado para a parte acadêmica também, a parte da biblioteca. Tentar compartilhar com eles esse local.
Compartilhei por último aí, gente, esse link, na verdade, gera um arquivo em PDF, que é o mapa, né, do campus em si. Gente, eu estou passeando pelas perguntas aqui, seja na caixa de perguntas e respostas, seja no próprio chat. Não estou vendo novas perguntas.
É o Library Learning Commons, né? Então, eu acho que ali é um espaço, até para vocês quiserem em algum momento, entre uma disciplina e outra, tem um gap de horário, que vocês querem estudar um pouco, ou então fazer qualquer outra atividade que seja, né, no computador, fazer alguma pesquisa, podem utilizar aí esse espaço. Eu vou compartilhar aqui com o Daniel, e ele compartilha com vocês. Então, é ajuda com matemática, ajuda com tecnologia também. Não sei mexer nesse computador, né? Então, apesar que da gente estar aqui nessa era digital, mas a gente pode ter alguma dificuldade em relação à parte de tecnologia. Aí, Daniel, passa para você. Encha o like. Ajuda de outros estudantes que estão numa etapa muito mais avançada, né? Para dar suporte para vocês. Pesquisa, ajuda para fazer assignments, né? Na parte de escrita mesmo. Então, uma maneira de se fazer.
Biblioteca, então, super importante utilizar. A Carla perguntou se tem academia lá. Biblioteca é uma coisa, academia é a outra. No link anterior que eu mandei, Carla, tem um mapa. Se você clicar, vai abrir um PDF com um mapa do campus. A academia fica no edifício J, é um edifício verdinho. Vale super a pena, gente. Lá eles chamam de Wellness Center, né? Que é a academia, o ginásio, etc. Isso tudo fica do lado do prédio SC. SC é simplesmente de Student Center. O SC é onde está o Fanshawe Student Union e vários cafés e restaurantes.
Gente, ali é o espaço mais badalado que tem, né? Que aí você tira um pouco o foco do estudo e vai interagir, vai socializar, vai tomar um café. Ali é frequentado por estudante internacional, os domésticos. A gente achou o máximo aquele espaço, né? O lugar que
É um prédio SC, gente, que é ao lado do prédio J, né? Ou seja, então digamos, a parte de diversão. É a academia, é o ginásio, é a praça de alimentação, né? Na verdade, a alimentação tem espalhado pelo campus inteiro, mas lá no SC é onde tem o restaurante Oasis, né? Que é o maior deles todos, né? Então, é onde é o Student Union, que faz atendimento aos estudantes. Então, são coisas diferentes, né? A biblioteca é no prédio D. Né, o Fanshawe Student Union é no SC de Student Center, assim. Né?
E lá, inclusive, tem a farmácia, né, do próprio Fanshawe, tem a clínica médica, se vocês precisarem de algum suporte. Super tranquila, toda vez que a gente esteve lá também vazio, tranquilo, para fazer qualquer tipo de orientação. SC, que é de Student Center. Fica mais, né, bem aos fundos, próximo ali da parte de homestay não, como é o nome? Residências, né? Quando abrir o mapa, que a gente não pode compartilhar aqui, mas abrindo o mapa, fica próximo à residência estudantil, é SC Building, Student Center.
Pronto, minha tela está compartilhada.
Conseguiu? Que bom. Tentar dar um zoom, que eu não estou enxergando nada.
Não vai zoom, porque
não dá.
Aqui e a barra do zoom.
Tá melhor. Já melhorou.
Mas, enfim,
então,
gente, SC de Student Center, né? O prédio J, o departamento internacional fica aqui no prédio E de escola, na sala 2020, então tá logo no segundo andar.
2025.
2025.
O Fancard é no 2020.
Isso. Não faltam plaquinhas indicando, mas, né, esse é o edifício do departamento internacional. né, as plaquinhas estão sempre indicando, vocês estudam muito pelos edifícios, né, C, B, A, T, a gente visitou várias salas espalhadas por todo o campus, né, o que a gente estava mencionando era o Student Center e o J, que é onde tem os ginásios e a academia, ou o E.
Entrando pelo Student Center, ele já se conecta direto, né? Porque agora é inverno, né? Para não ficar usando. Aí entra pelo Student Center, ele já vai se conectando para a parte da academia. Aí tem a parede de escalada, o golfe, né? De simulador, squash, tem as quadras indoors, a academia em si também, super, né? Top, de última geração, muito, muito bom. Dá para passar o dia, só que tem que lembrar que tem aula.
Apanha um pouquinho para caminhando, né? Porque isso está tudo interligado, né? De vez em quando vai dar com a cara no final do corredor, mas volta e vai pelo corredor do lado, que dá a vantagem. A gente...
Então, inclusive, nesse corredor é onde tem os avisos, né? Evento tal, post de vaga, part-time aqui e tal, estamos contratando ali. Então, é bom circular, né, por essas regiões ali, para explorar o campus todo, porque vocês vão ficar atentos. E conversar com as pessoas, gente. E aí já começa a fazer networking desde já, dentro do college. E tem o pub também, né, Daniel?
Que é lá, né? No Student Center tem o bar, o único lugar que você pode beber dentro do campus é lá no bar, tem horário específico. Se juntam também do lado do salão de jogos, então usufruam do campus, conheçam gente que né, vai ser bom fazer o networking, treino.
Inclusive, vocês podiam, olha, a gente já tem aqui quase que metade dos estudantes que estão começando agora. Se vocês quiserem já promover algum encontro de vocês lá no Student Center em algum determinado horário, já podem usar o chat aqui para fazer. Eu quero fazer a Ediane aqui, eu quero fazer amiga do programa dela. Pois é. Não, isso é super importante, aos pouquinhos. É que é muita informação mesmo, né? Que vocês devem estar ali. O que eu queria era interagir mais para saber como é que foi a chegada, né, de vocês. Cada um tem uma história para contar. Mas, infelizmente, a gente está aqui desse lado. Mas eu acho que o objetivo é fazer essas boas-vindas de vocês, conversar um pouquinho, esclarecer. O primeiro dia de aula é sempre confuso, né? Já no Brasil, quando a gente vai fazer uma faculdadezinha qualquer, né? Imagina no Canadá, com todas essas mudanças. Não sei se tem mais alguma dúvida, Daniel.
Não. Gente, nós vamos ficando por aqui. Em um dos links a gente deixou, e toda essa informação, se vocês também pegam lá no Departamento Internacional, lá tem os nossos contatos, o link que eu deixei aqui no chat para fazer o agendamento conosco, estaremos à disposição. Então, não faltaram informações. Amanhã vocês vão assistir a principal, que é do programa de vocês, mas como é só o começo, muitas dúvidas ainda surgirão e estamos à disposição de vocês, tá? Então, podem contar conosco.
Muito obrigada. Um bom início de ano letivo para vocês, um bom início de vida nova no Canadá. Estamos aqui para dar o suporte que vocês precisarem. Qualquer dúvida, entre em contato conosco, como o Daniel falou, pode marcar um horário, pode mandar um e-mail. Fiquem à vontade e nos vemos em breve, porque em breve também a gente vai estar aí circulando nos próximos intakes. Tá? E muito obrigada mesmo por vocês estarem aqui até o finalzinho.
Um abraço a todos, gente.
Tchau, tchau.
E muito sucesso para vocês.
Obrigada. Tchau, tchau.
Qualquer dúvida, só agendar horário conosco. Estaremos à disposição. Um abraço a todos. Boa noite.
Boa noite.